There are so many stories, so many amazing, amazing things that I saw in my mission. I think one of the most amazing experiences that I had was with an investigator whose name was Sergio, and he is 32, if I remember correctly, and he has a daughter who was 8 years old, and the mom was not in the picture. He was taking care of the daughter by himself, and he was very hardworking and just wanted everything for his daughter and wanted to have a happy family with her. But he kind of accepted us as a joke. And he had met with the missionaries before because his sister was a member. And I think it was 6 years before we taught him, he had met with the missionaries, and they had kind of pressured him a little bit. And so he was like, yeah, you can come teach me, but I'm not going to do anything. And so we kind of were like, okay, we'll teach you. We'll see. We think you'll do something, Sergio. So we were teaching him, and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll read your Book of Mormon, whatever. And he read it, and he would be like, yeah, I read the chapter. It was fine. I kind of liked it. And we were kind of starting to get frustrated with him. And we had invited him to be baptized. And he'd said yes, that if he felt like God wanted him to get baptized, he would get baptized. So there was a huge step there. And then we decided to teach him the plan of salvation and kind of focus in on what he wanted for his family, because that was something that was very important to him. And he was really impacted by that lesson. And he'd been reading, but he hadn't been praying. We would always ask him to pray, and he would always be like, no, I didn't pray. And we'd, Sergio! But at the end of that lesson, we were like, Sergio, you know that you need to pray about this, to know if this is true and to know if this is what your family needs. And he accepted, and he said that he was going to pray. And he did. And the next time we went back, we just asked him, like, so did you get a chance to read? Did you get a chance to pray? And he said that he prayed, and we asked him about his experience, and he was just like, it was really weird, because I prayed and I was kneeling down and I was kind of just praying about Nayara, his daughter, and about the plan of salvation, what we taught him. And he said, I felt just like something really hot, like in my chest. And he was like, what was that? And he was like, it was so weird. And we shared Doctrine and Covenants 9 about the burning in the bosom. And he's such a funny guy. And we read it, and he just looked at it and looked at us and was like, what? And he was like, this is exactly what I felt. And he got really excited about it. And we were like, what do you think that means? And I remember it was so sweet. He said that he felt like God was taking into consideration what he wanted in life and was willing to help him if he would help himself. And we kind of talked about it a little and asked him if he thought that this was the right path for him, and he said that he knew it was because of what he had felt. And he got baptized on the original date that we had set, and with his daughter, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful, beautiful. And he received the priesthood, and he's a full tithe payer, and he's just doing so great. I just love Sergio, and that was just an amazing, amazing experience. I've been home for 3 months. A little over 3 months.
And so how long ago did he get baptized?
He got baptized at the end of July. So he was one of my very last converts. And him and his daughter. And he is doing great. A really great experience I had was with this young girl. She was our age, so kind of 20, 21. And we were teaching. I remember that week we were having such a hard time finding new investigators. And so with my companion and we decided that we would talk to every single person that we could find on the street, because that's what it says in Preach My Gospel. So we said, if we do it, Heavenly Father has to bless us. He has to give us new investigators. So we talked to everyone, and people would give us their information, but no one was very interested, and we would go back to try and find them, and nothing would happen, and we were getting kind of frustrated. And we went back, and we were teaching one of our other investigators that we had, named Rosario, who's also a young girl. I think she was 19, and she was pregnant at the time, so she was kind of concerned about her future. And we were teaching her, and her friend Eileen walked in, and kind of just sat down and started listening to what we were saying, and we were teaching the plan of salvation. But we were right at the end of it. So we were kind of like, this is a super weird thing to share for the very first lesson, kind of like Judgment Day, and then the three kingdoms of glory. But we shared it anyway, and she was like, wow, and they were very interested in it, and we were leaving. We asked them to pray about it, and we were leaving, and we were like, Eileen, if you want, we can come and visit you as well. We'd love to share this message with you. And she was like, absolutely, please, I would love that. So we went back a few days later, and we taught her the first vision, and we asked her how she felt. And I remember she was just such a spiritual person, and she said that she knew it was true. She was like, I know. And we said, how do you know? Like, what are you feeling? Why do you say that? And she said that she felt, she like couldn't explain it for a little while, and then she said that she felt like Jesus Christ was standing beside her with his hand on her shoulder telling her that it was true. And it was just, I think I almost laughed in the lesson just because I was like, are you kidding me? Because I always get very excited when people have spiritual experiences and can feel Heavenly Father's love for them. But it was just amazing. It was just so, so amazing. And she's made really great progress.